great wrestling podcast, and you can believe in that.
I knew he was going to do it. I knew.
This is OT3.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matthew Shipe, and I am the advocate for the reigning champion face that runs the place, Mr. Anthony Lodicio, the Beast, the Conqueror.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shipe. It is a pleasure to be here tonight with everybody. Welcome back, OT3, huh? It's been a while, but we're here tonight.
OT3.
And as you huh?
Are we talking sports or is this the wrestling one? I can't remember. It's been so long.
It has. It's been a long time. We finally correlated it. We're all back tonight. And as you saw by that great introduction my co-host did. But first, let's get to my other co-host and producer, Paul. How we doing tonight, Paul?
Doing great, man. Glad to be here.
Excellent. How was vacation? You had a good vacation?
Yeah, man, it was awesome. We had a great vacation. Yeah.
I had a great one. Thanks for asking.
Well, I was just about to say, and with the co-host that gave me that great introduction, Matt, glad to have you on tonight. How was your vacation, sir? How you doing tonight?
Oh, it was amazing. Got back yesterday. It was tremendous. I had a beer in my hand every single day.
Would you say it was delightful?
It was wonderful. I'm pretty sure I became broken a couple nights there.
That's fair. I think one of those nights was when that Pacquiao fight was going on.
Remember when he came out with a cigarette in his hand and looked all jacked up, messed up? That was probably me, except without the cigarette. I don't smoke.
Fair enough.
I looked like Hardy when he stumbled to the ring against Sting.
Oh, jeez. Those days are long behind him. But before, speaking of that match where it took place, let's talk about GFW as it's branded now. No longer, TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call it. It's now Global Force Wrestling. And they had their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, you'd say, in Slammiversary. And a couple of matches took place. A couple of the matches I just want to talk about real quick. Obviously, the first match I want to talk about, how did you feel about the debut in ring of D'Angelo Williams?
He's freaking better than half that roster.
Do you see him having a career in wrestling if maybe in a couple years when his NFL career is completely, maybe done, if he doesn't return?
The dude's a stud. Did you see the moves he did? First, he did the standing moonsault. And then for him to go on top and do a fraud splash, now he overshot it. The table I'm sure was supposed to break. He overshot it, but still, the athleticism he showed, he took the bumps just like anyone else. I think he has a career in that. Now, I would rather see him in... Actually, you know what? TNA would probably be better for him because he'd probably get more...
GFW.
Whatever, screw them. But he would be better there. I think out of all the athletes we ever seen compete in any wrestling promotion, he's got to be the most athletic and did the most out of anyone.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that, and I was very, very surprised myself at how he
hold on. Vinny's in the chat for YouTube. Vinny, welcome back, man. We missed you, buddy.
Yes, glad to have you on, Vin. How we doing, cousin? So, that match, and of course the big match of the night, the unification match between Alberto El Patron and Bobby Lashley to combine the two world titles, as Matt takes himself a selfie, and we talk about this match. I personally wanted Lashley to win. I didn't really like El Patron winning. I feel like Lashley should have been the one to go over there. I'm just not big on Alberto El Patron lately. I don't know. I think it's just maybe the way he acts and the way he carries himself on social media. And now I don't know if you saw this, but most recently he just got in trouble at the airport with a domestic violence situation, not with Paige, but with another woman, they're saying, but Paige was there. So I think it's the details are still kind of scattered, but hopefully that's just a misunderstanding and he'll be able to get through with that. So I'm sure more details will be emerging about that. But it just seems like the last couple months, as much as he keeps going after WWE, it seems like El Patron is just not having the best time right now. What would you say, Matt?
Screw that guy. I'm serious. I'm annoyed by him. All he does is go on. He wants a bash. Called out Triple H to New Day and the Usos, says, come fight him at his bar. Dude, no offense. I think if you tried to fight six of those guys, they probably would whoop your ass. All right, I think he's a cocky mother effer right now because he thinks he's the crap because he went to some crap hole promotion and became their world champion within 2 months. Good for you, buddy. good for you for becoming a hand-me-down in that promotion. Good job for that. You know what? Let me give you a fucking clap. Oh, oops. Did I just drop the F-bomb? Just broke the fourth wall. Hey, guys.
Oh, God. Matt,
Best
Paul,
thing
get him a breath. Get him a breath. He needs a second.
But seriously, dude, the dude's. I'm over him now, man. He thinks he's a crap. He thought he left WWE because they didn't use him right, which maybe they did, maybe they not. But I'm over him now. He needs to stop all. He needs to stop all this Twitter junk. Him and Paige both.
Who's Alberto? Someone in the chat says Alberto is nuts.
Who was it that wrote that on Facebook or on?
Joseph Souza.
Oh, I'm not seeing it, but Alberto is El Patron, or Del Rio, as he was known in WWE. He's the wrestler we're talking about right now.
Oh, okay.
He's such an. It's annoying. And Paige being at the pay-per-view with the luchador.
Yes.
She's just dumb. She's so. Let me wear. Obviously, someone got a picture of her ticket with her real name on it. Good for that person for being pretty clever, but she's just as dumb. I wish they would just end up. I think they're keeping her just to screw her over. To be honest with you,
I think they're keeping her because that movie's going to get put out about her life that The Rock's making.
That, and I also think they want to screw her over so she can't go there. To be honest,
yeah,
I can see them doing that. They're probably like, screw you. You want to say all this crap? We're gonna keep you locked up.
It's definitely a plausibility, my friend.
I'm sorry. I'm tired of them. They're annoying me.
I'm with you on that, and like I said, I just wanted to talk a little bit about overall. Slammiversary wasn't a bad pay-per-view. A lot of the match with Scott Steiner, obviously, and Joseph Park. You saw James Mitchell and Abyss. I mean, even Robert Irvine got involved, the chef. I mean, it was just a crazy match. Shark Boy, a lot of cameos in that match, but just a cool nostalgia kind of feel for the Slammiversary night. But again, the night ends with El Patron standing tall as your new unified champion. So let's talk about something that's really got people buzzing right now. That's the New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 special that took place in the USA I think it was the first weekend of July, right before July 4th, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the first and second.
Yeah.
So they had the G1 specials going on. They had an 8-man U.S. Heavyweight Championship tournament that took place between days 1 and day 2. Some great matches, some great names in the competition. Obviously, we know the finals were, but some of the other guys that were in it before that.
We had
Jay Lethal. Yeah, Juice Robinson, who was formerly CJ Parker, right, in NXT?
I'm looking right now for you.
Right, I think it was CJ Parker was his name. Quote me if I'm wrong on that.
Who are we looking up?
Juice Robinson, CJ Parker in NXT. Remember the guy that used to walk around with the signs that said yep. So the one that actually busted Kevin Owens' nose in the first match. Yep, Zack Sabre Jr. was in it.
It was an awesome tournament. The outcome was the best. I'm glad they finally gave him a title in New Japan. I know he's had titles before, but I'm happy for him.
How funny was it though? I remember I think it was Owens tweeted right after, or someone tweeted right after, because it's a U.S. championship, and Kenny Omega's from Canada, and he said, "How about that? 2 Canadians as your U.S. champions?" So awesome, like you said, well deserving, and that finale between Omega and Ishii, fantastic match. And I apologize if it's incorrect pronunciation, but what a great match between the two of them. It was over 30 minutes. Again, another 5-star match for Omega. He continues to prove why he's one of the best in the world today, whether any company that you look at. And
I can't wait for that guy to come.
Way overdue.
I hope he comes.
Way overdue.
And then the main event.
The main event was the night before. Yeah, that was the
Cody
main event.
Rhodes and Okada.
The first
great
night,
match.
Okada.
Now, are they setting up for Cody Omega?
They're setting up dissension there because he is the one that had Brandy tell him, "Hey, call it. He's done." He kind of was getting him on the Brandy to tell, "Hey, Cody can't do it. Take him out."
Are we going to see a super kick on Omega? Could this be foreshadowing what they did to AJ?
I think if anything, the Elite might get kicked out, like the 3 of them, because I can't see the Young Bucks turning on Omega.
Well, a lot of people didn't see the Young Bucks turn on AJ either.
A little different, I think. If you watch the 3 of them, they go everywhere together. Omega with the
By the way, that thing they do on YouTube is awesome. Becoming an Elite, that's funniest thing ever.
How I feel about the Young Bucks. We're not even.
I know you do, but give them that.
So.
And speaking of Bullet Club and everything, where's Adam Cole at?
Yeah, no sign of him yet.
Do we see him
in the near future in WWE at some point?
I don't know. Then another person for New Japan now, Ricochet. Seems like he may have signed officially after coming out and bashing Lucha Underground.
We will see soon enough, huh?
That was a pretty good bash he gave me. That was almost like he just came out on his own.
It's a possibility that we see some more with that. But like I said, we don't usually talk too much about New Japan and GFW. We don't have I shouldn't say we don't like to, but we don't have much time. And today we wanted to kind of cover it because they had some big events going on in this past couple weeks. So glad to cover that. But let's get into what took place last night, Matt. The still not 100% sold on the name of the pay-per-view, but the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, which was the Raw exclusive pay-per-view. You started off the night with the pre-show with the man, King
By the way,
Neville.
putting it on like Facebook, like reviewing WWE Great Balls of Fire, just sounds really interesting.
I hear you. But we have Great Balls of Fire pre-show with King Neville versus Tozawa. Good match again on the pre-show, but again, did you watch the ending? Did you get to see the whole match?
Which one was this one?
The Neville and Tozawa.
I missed that match because I was still coming back from the airport.
Okay, so he won the match, which everyone expected. Neville wins, but the way it ended was very climactic to me. He got caught up on the ropes, and then he hit him with like one of those. You know how he does that like spinning kick when they're like down on their knees? That's how he won. Like he was just like that gassed, I guess. I don't know. So I don't know what exactly they did. And there you go, Curly. We are trying to bring the comb over back. If you can't see between the both of us, Paul, you got a comb over going on as well? Are we all? Is all three of us now bringing it back?
Well, no. Mine is.
No.
I need a little bit more thicker hair for it to become a
Fair enough.
Over here. Let's see.
Fair enough with that. So, there you go. Bringing it back. Here we go, Paul. Yeah. So now with that in the pre-show, we take right off to the main show, and I think that the main show started off great with a pretty good one-on-one match to start the night.
I missed it.
Seth Rollins.
I'm so mad about it.
Not a
I saw the ending,
amazing match, but
which
Bray
was
Wyatt wins, which was
clean.
a great thing.
Clean, right? I believe.
Yeah, it was clean. I mean, it was a little like, he'd use like a little bit of an underhanded tactic, sort of. Not really, though. So, but for the most part, clean. No interference from outside. So Bray Wyatt gets the victory, and hopefully more matches we'll see from these two. I didn't realize that's only the second time the two of them have met one-on-one in the ring. Yeah, that's what they were saying when they had the match. So awesome for that. Then, of course, the next match was a match where it was more about the emotional appeal between the two of them. Obviously, Enzo and Cass were brothers brought up from NXT. Worked together. Great promo by.
Me.
Yeah, I was gonna say great promo by Enzo to start. You really got behind him with everything he said, and then Cass comes out there and basically just toys with him. Man, Big Cass just had his way, and he got the victory. Not sold on the new music. I'll be honest with you. I don't like his new entrance. So we'll have to see how that works out. But not much to talk about here other than the emotional, like I said, between the two of them, and you could really tell.
Wait, are they split up now?
Yeah, they split up.
No.
Cass turned on him. Yeah, Cass did it.
How did I not know that?
So I'm not like I said, not a fan of how that match took place. I feel like they kind of rushed it. If you don't, I think that maybe at SummerSlam this should have took place.
Yeah, it was really disappointing. Just the way. I'm mad that he squashed. I was hoping Enzo would put up some kind of fight, and it was just a squash. He looks like he pretty much killed. What in the world just happened up there?
Are you okay?
Sorry, wrong button.
I'm right here.
Okay.
I don't know. I felt like they screwed over Enzo a little bit. I think whatever he had, any kind of momentum he had. I mean, obviously the guy's proven he's the best on the mic right now. Him and probably The Miz and Paul Heyman. So we'll see where it goes from Enzo. Maybe he'll go down to 205. I hope. Maybe that'd be great for him. So we'll see where that goes from here.
Would you be behind that match at SummerSlam taking place for the Cruiserweight title, Neville and Enzo? Or do you think it's too fast? Yeah, I don't see why not. I think everyone will be behind Enzo.
Yeah.
I could see it happening. And I feel like they were alluding to it because I remember in his promo maybe a couple months ago, he said, and I weigh 206 just so you know, so I won't be no cruiserweight, So I feel like they were alluding to the fact that Enzo eventually would be in the cruiserweight division. So we will have to wait and see on that, but I'm excited to see that nonetheless. So the third match of the night was it the tag team titles, right? The Iron Man, the 30-minute Iron Man match between the Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
How do they not have they don't have a cool nickname yet, like for their tag team?
I thought they had one. I thought it's like
Is it
something.
Cesaro?
No, I thought it was like they were called something. I forget what it's
I
called.
know they always do the bar thing, that they raise the bar together.
Oh, by
They
the
always
way,
do that.
what was this fucking gay crap they did? What is that? What are they? The Outsiders now?
Hey, they're copying one of the greatest tag teams if they want to.
It was match of the night up until we got to the last two matches. Great match, great finish. We saw, they got. I missed the tag on Cesaro. I thought Sheamus was still the legal guy. I missed it myself. I guess
Someone, I forget who it was when we were watching it. They called it. I think it was either Joe or
I must have missed it.
James.
Did you miss
I think,
it?
But I saw briefly they like bounced off each other, but I didn't see the tag. But someone else like, hey, Cesaro's a legal man, and I saw the Matt and Jeff one, and I'm like, oh, here we go. The Jeff's about to pull it off, and he was like, nope, Cesaro.
They get the pin and they run around the ring, and it's like, nah, man, like it sucked because you knew it was going to come down to a pin with 2 seconds left, and he didn't get in time. So is this it for this feud? Is this done finally?
No, I think at SummerSlam we get a rematch because if you watch the cone counted to a 3, it looked like. Jeff Hardy's shoulders weren't even on the mat, it almost seemed. And then I just think that this is going to be one more match at SummerSlam. But again, if that was the case, I feel like they should have had maybe the Hardys win this one so that at SummerSlam this could have been the end of the feud. But we'll see. To me, this match, though, was, especially in the last 10 minutes or so, was really good, high-paced, great match.
Now, here's my
back and
question.
forth, so.
Who's left in the tag team division? I mean, they killed Enzo and Cass. You got the club, who's really just haven't done anything. So I mean, really, who do you have left on Raw?
The Heath Slater and Rhino, or maybe Miz
The
Taraj
Revival.
becomes the
Yeah,
tag
the
team
Revival.
now, and the Revival. Yeah, you got the Miz Taraj now too. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Could we get maybe a all champions and the Miz Taraj? I would love if Maurice came back and became the Raw Women's Champion. Wouldn't be against it.
Why hasn't she wrestled yet? Well, she did, I guess. Technically,
Yeah,
won.
I don't know. I guess that's not the plan as of right now. So we'll have to see how if that takes any change on that. But the
great match. Then.
Yeah, I think that to me so far we're going to talk more. We'll talk about it as we get further. But that match at that point was the match of the night for me. Would you like to start about the fourth match?
Which one was that one?
That's why I was asking you. I just lost track. I know.
I missed the women's match
Was-
entirely.
oh, you
I was
missed the
eating,
women's
so
match?
you got to help me out with this one.
Okay, again another
I
good
saw where
match.
she threw. I saw where she went off the walkway on her. So what was the match like? Was it controversy or what's going on?
The match itself was not bad. I liked it. Again, they frickin' change. The way they finish it is they finish it with a count out because Alexa Bliss wanted to keep her title, and it was just kind of like, why have this match end like this, other than the fact that they want to have this match again take place at WrestleMania, at SummerSlam in August, and Alexa Bliss keeps the title, but Sasha Banks comes away with the victory, and then after the match, the two of them went out to the announce table, and Sasha Banks jumped off the announce table and did the double knees to Alexa Bliss, and oh man, that was a brutal spot. She barely hit her, so like she almost missed it, and she just took out Bliss, and it was just crazy spot right then and there. But nonetheless, again, another good match that ended with a iffy finish that I think should have saw a clean, or at least a victory, not necessarily that it's clean, but whether it be pin or submission by some way for Alexa Bliss. So that leaves us with 3 matches, right?
Ambrose and Miz. What a stupid, horrible ending to that match. Really, First off, what the hell was Bo Dallas wearing? That was why he looked like a biker, and Curtis Axel's in a suit. First of all,
and he's got the mean comb over too. Did you see that?
Yeah. And then second of all, I thought the ending was horrible with him hitting him over the back of the head. I hated it.
You didn't like it? Miz got the win though with the skull-crushing finale. So I don't know how we feel about that. I'm all about the Miz as a champion, so I like anything he does. Nothing? You're just not saying nothing to me about the Miz?
Really nothing. I'm a fan of his work, but the match just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, the match again. I don't know what it is, man. I like Dean Ambrose, but I don't at the same time. It's a weird thing, but I just feel like his character's gotten very stale to me. I just feel like he doesn't. The connection is not there for me with what he did when he first came out and how the fans loved him. I feel like he's just doing the same thing now that he did on SmackDown on Raw.
Ambrose.
And I feel like, yeah, I just feel like he needs. I feel like he should be in the feud with Samson, and that Finn should be the one facing the Miz at SummerSlam for the
let's not even.
Intercontinental title.
Don't even get me started on Finn Balor. Why is this guy not even on the pay-per-view?
On a Raw only. That's the worst part.
You give a match to Heath Slater and Kurt Hawkins, but you don't give anything to.
Oh, that was a travesty. Let's talk about that real quick. They have that.
Well, no. Let's do the match.
They didn't even
first.
show the winner.
It was Heath Slater though.
I know, and you heard the 1, 2, 3. But Paul, I want you to like go to Matt right now, just only Matt, and this is how the match ended. So if you were focused only on Matt's camera, and this is what you heard: 1, 2, 3. The winner of this match, Heath Slater. They didn't even show the actual action taking place. They were so busy of what was going on backstage that the match itself was overshadowed, just like how this would be. You're showing Matt, and I'm talking, but they didn't. That's what they did. It was awful. It was such a smack in the face to both of those guys, even though they knew what they were out there for, but they're not even showing it. And they didn't even show the replay to how the match ended. So, all right, we're good. That was my illustration of how that match took place. But let's talk about what match led into that. Throwaway, basically, that they made that match, and that was the ambulance match between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Matt, you want to talk about this one first? I know you like talking about your boy Roman.
It was a great match. Roman looked like he was dominating, then out of nowhere, as soon as Braun got rid of that chair, it was all Braun, and then when Braun went through the Titantron, that was awesome. But then the ending was great. I mean, he pretty much made Roman look like a freaking idiot by going for the spear and just put him right in the ambulance himself. I mean, what did you think? I thought it was I think these two have worked so much together now. They have great chemistry, and they're great with each other in the ring. And Braun just gets better and better as he goes along. I mean, this guy is going to be a world champion before we know it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I think that both of those two, obviously we know Roman's going to be champion sooner rather than later, but I think both of these two will be the champion over the next year at some point. And Braun's going to be a multi-time world champion when it's very soon, because he has he has what it takes to win, and he just has all the tools. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the strength. The only thing he's still got to work on a little bit is his mic skills, but I mean, if he's just sometimes it's better to say less when when you have these guys. And if he's just going to say, I'm not finished with you, that's all he needs to say if he's going to win matches.
Oh, I'm not finished with you. Oh, gives me chills every time I hear it. But then now let's talk about afterwards where Roman, what he speared him out of the freaking ambulance. That was probably the best spot he's ever done.
Yeah, when he jumped out of it, that was a good spot. Obviously, like you said, he went for the spear the first time, which is how Braun won the match. So then he opened the doors again, speared Strowman, threw Strowman in the ambulance. Drove the ambulance out into the the garage area, and then when you thought he was going to end it, he then backs up the ambulance into one of the trailers in the back, and he leaves, and they try to open the door. And I just think the best part of that whole thing was Kurt Angle's just look when he's just put his hands up like, what are you doing, Roman? And they had to get the jaws of life to open the door. And when they finally get Strowman, he did not want help, and he's just stumbling to walk, and he's just got blood all over himself. And he told me, leave me alone, as he walked away to who knows where. But
now, is that a heel turn for Roman, or is that just Roman trying to take him out?
Not. Just Roman trying to take him out, because he knows that it's going to take a lot to get this guy down, so he's going to do what he has to do. And I'm excited to see where it goes tonight. But I hope that this does not mean the two of them are going to face each other at SummerSlam now. I hope that it means that one way or the other, these guys are going for the title, at least one of them, if not both.
All right, so I guess now we can move to the main event of the evening.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to get to you because I know you're going to have something to say about it. The Brock Lesnar defending the Universal title against Samoa Joe. I was surprised at the match at how it went down. I honestly thought that it was going to start off, Lesnar would back Samoa Joe into the corner
because we saw the time.
Yeah, and Samoa Joe immediately when Heyman was introducing Lesnar takes him right from hits him right from the get-go, throws him out of the ring, puts him with that Uranagi right through the table, and I was like, oh man, it's gonna be good. Like I was thinking, man, Joe's gonna do this. He might actually pull it off. They get back in the ring. Joe takes it to him again. The fact is, on this match, they made Joe a viable contender for the Universal title against Brock Lesnar. Even though Lesnar did win the match, Joe seems credible now to the point where he took the fight to Lesnar and was not scared. And if it wasn't for a quick surprise F5, you might be looking at Samoa Joe as your new Universal Champion.
Now, how'd you feel about that? Just one F5 ended him. How'd you feel about that?
Again, I think finishing moves need to be as credible as possible. So I'm okay with the fact that it took one F5. I just don't like that it was like a desperation one where he was getting, about to get dropped in a coquina clutch, and then he threw him up and dropped him. I think that maybe then it could have been, he kicked out. But again, I like where the finishers are the finish of the match.
It made Joe look strong, which is what he needed.
The match, yes.
He didn't need to get squashed. It made him look strong. And also, the funny thing is they made Joe look strong, but when Kevin Owens had to defend against Goldberg, they made Owens look, interference-wise, Owens looked horrible. They made Owens
look weak. Yeah, no, they did.
But this was great for Joe, and they even said after the match, Brock went up to Joe in the back and said Brock was happy with the way he worked. And they said Brock really is very particular about who he works with, and he said himself he wants to work with Joe again.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about Samoa Joe to get that respect from, because we all know it's hard to earn the respect of those guys like Brock Lesnar, Undertaker. Those guys you need to earn their respect, and for Joe to face him one time and earn his respect, I think says a lot about him.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, and I think the thing is with that is Stone Cold actually did an interview, and he said that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman really were working hard to make Samoa Joe as great as possible in this feud, and I think they did a fantastic job from beginning to end of this match on Sunday. I really can't say enough. I think the promos themselves were amazing. They made me have that old school feel with like Lesnar sitting in the back, and just doing his usual, just like, I'm a superstar, I'm an ass kicker type thing. He just was there, and Samoa Joe wasn't backing down despite, this is being the beast, this is the conqueror. He wasn't scared, and I loved every second of it, man. I really wish that we could get another match between these two with these promos going again, but who knows? Maybe if they want to keep Heyman around when Lesnar's not around, they give Samoa Joe to Heyman.
Maybe as a sign of respect.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to see what happens tonight. Now, here's my question for you. SummerSlam, obviously, they're starting to do the setup for Roman, Brock. Now there's talk about Fatal 4-Way. But the main thing that's really irking me right now is them saying, scrap the plans for anything with Finn Balor and the Universal title. I'm really pissed off about that because this guy won the title at SummerSlam last year. Now 1 year later, not even on a pay-per-view card. This guy never really got his rematch when everyone supposedly has a rematch clause in their contract. Everyone gets a damn rematch. Sometimes people get 2 or 3, and I don't know what they're doing with Finn right now. I'm almost at the point to where put him to SmackDown, maybe something like that. But am I the only one that's upset about this? I mean, it seems like what are they doing with Finn? Do they know what they're doing with him?
I agree with you 100% on that.
The Drifter? Really? No.
Yeah, I don't have a necessarily problem with that per se, like I said about that with Samson and him feuding. The problem I have is, like you said, is that he was the champion and had to vacate the title. He did not lose the title. He was never given a match. Nothing. He was given an opportunity to become the number 1 contender. Not even a match where he was in it with, even if it would have been a fatal 4-way for the title, he was never put in a match for the title. I feel like a lot of it gets lost in translation now with that, and it's kind of upsetting to see because Finn, really, when he got brought up, he was made to be the star of Monday Night Raw.
Roman.
Yeah, he was made to be the star of Raw, and I feel like now it's like you don't even have him on your first ever pay-per-view called Great Balls of Fire, a Raw exclusive. It's just
even during the Fatal 4-Way at Extreme Rules, he was on fire. Looked like he was going to win it.
Yeah.
So, well, that was the pay-per-view. Out of 5 stars, I give it. I'll go 3. I'll go 3.5.
I'll go 3. I think there were spots they missed. Like I said, Finn not being on the card, not having a second women's match. I think there's a lot of talent right now that was not used that could have been used. So I will go with that. And, of course, the fact that Neville is on the pre-show again really disgusts me. So let's talk about Raw and SmackDown now.
I want to talk about SmackDown. We have a new U.S. champion. Let's get to that first.
Real quick before we get to that. Raw, obviously one of the things that went off recently, it says that he asked for it, that there's still conflicting reports. Austin Aries was released officially. They came to terms. How do you feel about that as a whole?
Well, here's the funny thing about that. I'm trying to turn this on so I can get Raw ready, that it could be a work. Because usually when someone asks for their release, they use their real name. His name was not used. So people are starting to think that this could be a work, and he comes back saying, I was just trying to prove a point, blah, 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 which it could be, it could not be, we don't know. A little disappointed. I guess he felt he was above Cruiserweight 205. I thought he had a great feud going on with Neville. I thought he was great. He was great when he did commentary. I thought that he had a career in that. I guess his ego got the best of him, and we'll see him back in Global Force Wrestling, whatever it's called, maybe. Or maybe he'll go to Ring of Honor or something like that. But, egos sometimes get in the way, and that's what he had. He felt he should have done more than what they had him do.
Yeah, no, and I get you. But, I mean, unfortunately, like I said, I don't see it as there's so many superstars now currently on the roster. It's one of the deepest rosters you've seen in years and years. So I feel like Aries felt like you said, he should have done more, and it's just not in the cards right now. I mean, he was in the Cruiserweight title match 3 pay-per-views in a row. So they tried to give him something.
He like being on the pre-show.
Yeah. They tried to give him something, but it just wasn't what he wanted, it seems. So unfortunately, I wish him the best, and I hope he does something new for himself, because he's definitely got talent. So no question about that. With that, let's talk about SmackDown. You have like you said, we have a new United States champion in AJ Styles after he defeated Kevin Owens at the MSG house show. And now they're saying at Battleground that match is completely off the books. What is your take on that? Is Owens hurt? Did something happen that no one knows about yet? What do you think?
Well, I think he may have gotten an injury. I don't know where from. Maybe that's why they put the title on AJ. And if we'll find out on SmackDown tonight whether he's hurt or not. If he doesn't go for any rematches, I think we'll see that he's hurt. Hopefully, if he is, it's not too long. But it's been a while since they've changed titles at a live event. I think the last time they did that, I believe it was the Samoa Joe Finn Balor exchange at an NXT live event. But they actually showed that one on TV. So we'll see if they eventually show this somewhere. Maybe they'll show it on SmackDown this week. Who knows? Sometimes they do that. But interesting to see what happens on SmackDown, to see what Kevin Owens comes out in.
For sure. Obviously, we had the match take place. The first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match took place at Money in the Bank. And then on SmackDown, they had the rematch because Daniel Bryan did not like that Ellsworth was involved in the finale.
It's a no DQ match.
I agree. There's no DQ. He's like, well, no one's ever grabbed it, and I get it. But nothing was done that was against the rules in the match. But Carmella rightfully grabbed the briefcase again on SmackDown and won it again. And she's now a two-time Money in the Bank winner.
Ellsworth is suspended for 30 days. Mr. No Chin himself. As Chris Jericho said, Chince McMahon.
Yep, 30-day suspension for him. I wonder if that's maybe he's got something going on too that they suspended him. So.
Oh, speaking of Chris Jericho, bravo to him for putting over Tommy in the Japan live events.
Yes,
he came back
in Tokyo. That was awesome.
Came back, put over Tommy. Good for Hitami. Really, probably what he's needed. Could we see? Okay, you know what? Just looking ahead real quick, since we got through everything. Do we see any call-ups after SummerSlam or before SummerSlam? Remember, this is when the draft took place. Around this time is when we got some call-ups. Are we going to see any, or are they going to hold them off until WrestleMania like normally now?
I think they're going to hold them off till a little bit longer. I think you might see one maybe in the fall, but I don't think you'll see anything in the summer. Because like I said, SummerSlam looks like it's already a stacked card. I don't think they need to add more people into the mix. So I think they're going to stick with what they got right now on the main roster. Maybe
SummerSlam needs to be a 3-hour pay-per-view is what it needs to be.
It's going to be 4. Probably going to end up being 6 again with they're going to have to. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a tag team maybe get brought to SmackDown with everything going on over there.
They need one on Raw, not SmackDown.
SmackDown needs one too. Who do they have?
I don't know what's going on with American Alpha
Usos, Breezango, and Ascension.
Alpha?
He's been wrestling singles, one-on-one.
Technically, the Colognes are still employed.
And the Colognes, but they're saying they want to be released, so we don't even know if they're there. So
I would want to be released too if you give me some stupid travel agency gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but they don't really have much right now. The tag team division is getting thin again, with it being on both rosters. I think that's
why they shouldn't have split.
The tag team should have been on Raw and SmackDown. They should have been on both, and they should have had the champions go to both shows. That's what it should have been. It shouldn't have been exclusive, because now you have this where you're having 2 different tag team titles, and there's the same teams competing over the titles over and over again. So it's just that's what I'm saying. Like Breezango right now. They don't have a feud now because the 2 tag teams in the feud for the title all they have is the Ascension. I mean, we're just going to watch the same thing. And
And also, why is the New Day getting another rematch? I don't get it.
Yeah.
By the way, for them to drop that bomb on Xavier Woods about Paige was completely awesome, and I give them a thumbs up for that one.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. The rap battle. Let's talk about how did you like the rap battle with Wale? I like them introduced. Wale's a huge wrestling fan, so I think it was really cool to have him inserted into the picture there, and I think he added, a nice element to it. But
Awesome.
some of the lines they dropped on each other were pretty good, pretty funny. Like when they said to the Usos, "You should go back to doing what you do best," and it's carrying Roman's bags. They had some good lines against each
The
other.
Usos looked like they straight up were rappers the way they came out and everything.
The
They're like-
Usos should have won, but again, this is got to make sure that the faces win. So, but the Usos should have won. That the whole you shoved them, you lose. It was like, come on, give me a break.
Make the New Day
So,
look strong.
Yeah, now you can make the New Day.
They're going to
look
win the
strong.
titles. Watch. They're going to be the first champions to win on both brands.
Yeah, they will be if they do that. So, but we'll see how that takes place. Is there anything? Obviously, we're going to have 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now. We're going to have Battleground, and we know Cena made his return on the 4th of July, and so did Rusev made his return. And we now know the two of them will have a flag match.
Oh, cool. We haven't seen those two feuded before.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
wait.
That's what I'm saying.
No
They
way.
say Cena. That's the thing. They say, Cena's a free agent now. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants, and then he comes back and he faces the same guy he's been facing countless times before. He took his brief stint away from the WWE, and it's like, all right, I guess so. We're getting a flag match. Glad to see that at least the two of them are going to be on the card. But then on the other side of the world title, you got Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton in a Punjab prison match. This will be the third time this match taken place. However, a Indian-born wrestler has never actually won that match because Khali was taken out of the first one originally, and then in the second one he lost. So if Jinder Mahal wins, he would make history, which he will, because we all know he's going to win, and I don't even care about watching that match because it's so stupid how predictable it is. Now Randy Orton's going to be leaving for a movie, they said, so we all know he's losing, and they've made Orton look like crap in this feud. I'm sorry. He looks like crap.
So
They
who
make him
challenges
look terrible.
Jinder after this? Who
Doesn't
goes
matter.
after him?
The fact that he's going into SummerSlam as the world champion is terrible.
It's going to be Mr. Cena.
Yeah, watch it. You know what? I really hope
Here,
SmackDown.
Lloyd's taking the headset off. Here we go.
You know what? I hope SmackDown makes it a triple threat match with the newly broken up Hype Bros versus Jinder Mahal in a triple threat for the title. You know what? They might as well, because it's just laughable. It's laughable. It's laughable that this guy's going to be the WWE champion at SummerSlam, your second biggest pay-per-view. If it wasn't for the WWE Network and people paying $9.99 a month, this would not be happening. He would not be the champion at SummerSlam. You're going to have marquee matches like Shinsuke Nakamura they're talking about versus AJ Styles, and it's not going to be for a title. And then you're going to have a WWE Championship match with Jinder Mahal in it. Like, come on, guys. How is AJ and Nakamura not going to be for the title? That match is going to be probably the best match on the card, and there'll be no title.
You know, also the
Sorry.
problem is they'll probably get 10 minutes. That's about it.
And I'm sorry. And, I'm not trying, it's not sour grapes. I'm happy that they're giving new people opportunity, but you got to look at the time and the place. SummerSlam's your second biggest pay-per-view. You got to have a big match for your title. And the WWE title is the most prestigious title in WWE today.
And we have a damn jobber with it.
It's unbelievable. They showed his win-loss record. He's got I don't even know. It was something crazy. I don't even think he has 100 wins yet, but he's got 400 losses. It's unbelievable.
It was also unbelievable is Bray Wyatt has more losses than wins. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, no surprise there either. Another guy that they misused. But so let's have Mojo versus Jinder. Let's start hashtagging that for SummerSlam.
I want Mojo to win for Maryland.
Okay.
I hope he paints the Maryland's flag.
I'm hoping to God that Baron Corbin cashes in the briefcase right after this match at Battleground. Please save us. Please get Baron the championship before SummerSlam. Let Jinder get his rematch on SmackDown. It was a great run. He's had a title. He's had a title for over 2 months. Hats off to you. No one expected it. It's been great. SummerSlam. We need a dominant champion walking into SummerSlam. Again, no offense to Jinder Mahal fans. I think it's great what he's done, the work he's put in, where he came from in WWE a couple years ago to being a 3-man band to now being a main event. In the main event on WWE SmackDown. But I think the title reign, they need to kind of scale back a little bit and put up the next person and kind of build up someone new, because Baron Corbin is way overdue, man. That guy's due.
He's the man.
He is. He's the guy. He's the next world champion. And my prediction is, as soon as Battleground, Baron Corbin is the new WWE champion.
Yep. I think that's a great way to end the show. I don't even want to say anything else. Paul, just close the show off right now. Actually, I am being serious. I don't really think there's anything else to talk
Yeah,
about.
you're good, Paul. You can go ahead and.
Good. All right. Thanks everybody for.
Lord.
Is that too loud?
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're on Facebook and you're watching the stream, go ahead and jump over. Well, first, give us a like on the Facebook page, which is / Off the Top Turnbuckle, and head over to YouTube. Give us subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's YouTube / Off the Top Turnbuckle. And give us a like on the episode, comment, and let us know how we're doing. Let us know your favorite matches of the events that are going on this week. I'm sure the guys would love to talk about it on the way back. That's it, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Next week?
pretty much is it. Yes, I think next week we should be golden. We'll definitely keep you updated with that. Wednesday, Crazy Talk, Paul?
I think so, actually, yeah.
Okay, so Wednesday you'll have Crazy Talk, and then Thursday you will have Matt and Chris talking on Shipe Sports Talk. I'm sorry, the face of Shipe Sports Talk.
I'm not announcing anything yet, but we possibly as of right now we have a guest for the show. I'm not going to announce it until Thursday till I know for sure. But stay tuned for that Thursday. We're going to have a very big guest on our show.
Yes, we got some big things lined up for the summer for Shipe Sports Talk. We don't want you to think. Go ahead.
I was going to say starting this week we're going to start doing our top 10 for offensive skill positions for the NFL as we count down, getting ready for training camp and fantasy football.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the last month, like Chris and I said on the Sports Talk this past week. This is the last month that we don't have football on Sundays. So football's coming back really quick. So we're almost there already. Halfway through baseball, so a lot to talk about when it comes to sports here soon. We're gonna be getting right down to it. So thanks for watching again tonight on OT3. We'll see you here next Monday. We'll be previewing already Battleground. I know we talked a little bit about it tonight, but these pay-per-views are so quick.
Well, we can't talk about anything else.
Yeah, and for the sports fans today that are watching this right now, the Home Run Derby is going to start here soon, shortly as well tonight. So some good things in the sports world, and of course, when it comes to the sports world, how about this? I just want to say this. I know you'll talk about it. They're saying Mayweather McGregor is going to be $90 for standard and $99.
It's already been
$95.
confirmed. Already been confirmed.
Yeah, $90 standard, $100 for HD.
Guess what? I'll find it. Someone streaming it on Facebook.
But I'm just saying, it's crazy. $100.
Did you also see that's how he's going to pay for his tax fraud in 2015 with this fight?
Jeez.
Doesn't the guy make enough sports betting? How much do you think he bets on himself during this fight, McGregor?
Hey, man, if you do, you're a smart man. If you win. McGregor better not bet on himself. He's going to get knocked out.
What if Mayweather bets on McGregor and gets knocked down on purpose?
That would be horrible. He won't do that. That'll ruin him. He wouldn't bet on Mayweather to knock him out early. But nonetheless, it's been a pleasure being back here tonight with you guys. I know it's been a while, but next week we'll see you here again for OT3. And again, check out Wednesday with Paul and Crazy Talk, and then Thursday check out Shipe Sports. Stay tuned. Like he said, we're lining up. He's lining up something on Thursday, and all summer we're going to be working on special stuff as we continue our climb to the 100th episode of the Shipe Sports Talk. Mm-hmm. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy Raw. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Make Roman look strong.
Oh.